So a brand new Marvel mobile game has launched as of today. This is Marvel Mystic Mayhem, featuring a bunch of your favorite Marvel heroes decked out in sort of like mystical looks. This is not a paid video. This is not a sponsored video. This is just me covering a game that I covered 5 months ago, and I actually almost considered making a second channel, like reviving a second channel to continue making content on. But I want to spend some time in the video speaking on why I ultimately decided against that. But yeah, I do have quite a bit of knowledge on this game, at least a version of the game that I played about 5 months ago. If you guys need proof, you can go on over to Cynicalex Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Don't go to this channel though, where you can see that I uploaded 5 videos, which is not a lot, but I uploaded 5 videos about 5 months ago, discussing the game, saying that it's coming soon, blah blah blah. Again, these were also not sponsored. This was just my foray into something that I thought would maybe be interesting and fun for people, and maybe be interesting and fun for me. And it turned out that it was not really a lot of either. It wasn't really that fun for me, and it wasn't really that fun for others. And so I find myself just not really excited, for the game's release. I'm excited for the game's release, but I'm probably not going to play it personally, even like off camera. And I'm certainly not going to I don't think I'm going to make any content for it. Unless NetEase wants to reach out, but that's another thing altogether. Anyways, the game itself is pretty cool. You can see they've got a bunch of characters who again have this like mystic kind of vibe to them, so you do get kind of original looks. You got Iron Man, Thor, which I think was a recent addition. He wasn't in the game when I played it 5 months back. Doctor Strange, Storm also wasn't in the game when I played it, but then got added later when I played. Same thing with Emma Frost, Juggernaut, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Hulk, Sleepwalker, who is kind of taking the spotlight for this game, not a very popular character, Moon Knight, Armor, Falcon, Psylocke, Angela also new, Mr. Negative, quite cool, Black Knight, really nice, Man-Thing, Misty Knight, Echo also new, who's that? Oh, Sentry also new, Dream Queen, okay, I like that, Lady Bullseye, Thread, ooh, I like that too. So yeah, the Doppelganger's cool. Listen, the designs in the game are really cool. There's a bunch of characters that don't get any play. I don't even know if Dream Queen is a real character or if she's just created for the game. But there's a bunch of characters that get very little play that are being highlighted. The designs for these characters are very nice. So I gotta say, from an aesthetic point of view, from an art point of view, they definitely cooked. This definitely looks really cool. The issue that I have with the game is essentially that I saw a better version of the game 5 months ago. And like that's not to say that the game isn't good. It's just to say that 5 months ago I was able to play in the closed beta a version of the game that was admittedly unfinished. It had fewer characters, like I said, maybe a third of the characters or 25. Like there was no Thread, there was no Thor, there was no Storm. There was missing a bunch of characters. So that version of the game itself was definitely undercooked in that sense. But it was also way less RNG, and way less tedium. And when I played it again, I played the closed beta maybe like 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago. They had added in a bunch of layers of RNG. And I understand that to a certain extent, RNG is just a part of games, especially when it's a mobile game, live service game. They want you to be playing every day forever. They got to put a bunch of roadblocks and sort of hurdles in your way, because if you're playing it every day, you're going to just chew through the content really, really fast, right? Let's say you buy a single player game on Steam for $20 and you play it every single day, and it's a 40-hour game, so you beat it in a week and it's done and you never touch the game again. And that's great, but that's not what these kinds of games are. They're live service games, they're permanent games, they're supposed to be out for years. They want you to play every day for years, and so they have to stretch the content. And of course, one of the ways they stretch the content is by getting you to farm resources that you then have a chance, when you use the resource, of upgrading, and then there's a chance you fail and blah 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 blah. Anyways, so all this stuff is essentially to say that the version of the game that I saw when I came back to the second closed beta was just not as fun, and it felt a lot more tedious. And I already have, believe it or not, I already have enough tediousness with Marvel Future Fight, which I'm trying to load up on my phone right now. I already have enough tediousness with Marvel Future Fight. I don't need more tedium in my life. And so this is not something new. This is not to say that the game is bad or anything. It's just to say that I'm kind of mobile gamed out right now. Everybody has their limit. Sometimes your limit is like 5 games, and then as you get older or as things change in your life, you get busy, whatever, it goes down to 4, 3, 2, 1. Some people don't have time for any mobile games and they quit 100%. So I know a lot of you guys watching can relate to this, and on some level, even if it's not to say that your limit is 1, maybe your limit is 2, and it's going to be Marvel Future Fight and this game, or it's going to be Contest of Champions in this game, or whatever. It's going to be a Call of Duty Mobile and Candy Crush. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But the point is, my limit is basically 1. I can't take BS from more than 1 mobile game at a time these days because I just don't have the patience. And so, yeah, this game is just not going to be... It's not going to have a strong enough calling for me to replace Marvel Future Fight. Even if I wasn't... Genuinely, even if I didn't have a channel for Marvel Future Fight, I don't think I would stop playing Marvel Future Fight to play this game. It's got a smaller roster. It doesn't feel as... like, it still feels pretty involved, but not as involved. And the movement's a little clunky because you have to use skills that move you around. Otherwise, you can't move the characters individually. It's like a hybrid turn-based game, right? It's not Clair Obscure 33, but it's also not like, you know, JRPG hard stuck, you know, turn-based game. So it's a bit nice in that sense, but it's not quite enough interaction for me on that level. Now, another thing I do want to talk about that is kind of a negative, I have to say, is that I saw a bunch of people spamming on social media that the game would be playable now. There'd be a PC version released like on day 1, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, okay, maybe I thought actually, like, maybe I'll try this game. You know, I spent a lot of time on my computer kind of, you know, doing other things, right? Maybe I could have this running in the background instead of being on my phone. And that was honestly something that I thought, you know, maybe I could play the game for at least a couple weeks, get a bit of fun out of it. Because the issue is I don't have 2 phones. I only have 1 phone. I'm not going to be switching between this and Marvel Future Fight just personally, right? It's just too much of a headache. So let me see if I could run MFF on this phone while I'm doing my dailies, whatever I'm farming, and I could run on my PC. I go to the game store. I was literally gonna download the PC version in this video to show you guys instead of just running this background shit, right? And I'm like, oh, it's not here. That's kind of weird. So I go and I Google and I get to the FAQ and it's like, oh, where does the game support PC version? Yeah. The PC version exists, but it's exclusively for people in Hong Kong and Macau. Oh, okay. And you have to go to this website. And listen, I got nothing against Hong Kong and Macau. Nice places, not a lot of nice people. I just have an issue with the bait and switch. Why did, like, you go on Twitter and you search Marvel Mystic Mayhem PC and you see people advertising it? Why did you guys advertise it when it's clearly a lie? Right? Not a lie in the sense that like 99% of the countries in the world can't access the PC version. So it essentially doesn't exist for 99% of countries. And ipso facto, like 98% of players, right? This doesn't make any sense. It was just really weird. I even saw like official Marvel, I don't know if it was Bill Roseman or if it was other like official Marvel creative heads retweeting and like posting stuff. And I'm like, man, why are you guys just blatantly lying? I don't understand. Like, maybe there was some sort of confusion. Maybe there was some kind of like misunderstanding. Maybe it's going to come to other... Yeah, due to unique publishing circumstances. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means it's going to be available later or not. But that's lame. That sucks, you know. And it's one of those things where not saying anything would have done nothing wrong. But now that you've said something and you've gotten players excited, now you're going to take it away from them. You're actually going to lose more players than you gain. Like, they're not going to gain that many people in Macau and Hong Kong who didn't want to play on their phone but now want to play on PC. They're going to lose people who just wanted to play on PC. And now that they can't, they're going to be frustrated and they're going to say, well, I'm not going to play the game at all then. So, yeah, that's essentially it. And that's kind of my take on it. Otherwise, I would say I'd say give the game a try for sure. The game deserves a fair shake. It's got really nice artwork. It's got a pretty unique gameplay style. And, it's got a cool storyline with Nightmare. Sort of like a Mephisto kind of vibe to it, or Dormammu kind of vibe to it, but with Nightmare. I would say that's it. It's got good voice acting. Like, it's quite polished, I would say. But once you get pretty far in the game, not pretty far, like once you're like a week or two into the grind, see how you feel. Because that was really where it hit me. Like, I was a week or two, I was playing for like an hour and a half every day, and I was like a week or two into the second beta, the closed beta, and I just felt like, man, this is such a slog. I'm just like on this treadmill now, and I can just see the infinite treadmills ahead of me. You know, it's like fractaled, and it's just like, you know, you're seeing in 5D, and you're seeing like 1,000 versions of yourself just grinding the same shit. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I have fun doing that in MFF. Let's just keep it to one game. And hey, maybe this is your game. Maybe you quit MFF. I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have a horse in that race. Like I'm saying, give the game a try. I don't want the video to be a slander video, because I think the game has some fantastic qualities. I just think that I would rather go back 5 months and play the version of the game that I played here, or at least something that was a little bit closer between the two. You know, the fact that they mixed the summoning pool. You can actually see proof of that here in this video, where they mixed the summoning. Here they didn't mix the summoning pool. They had 2 separate pools, one for characters and one for the highlights, which are like equipable items. Not exactly like CTPs, but kind of, you can think of them maybe like ISO 8 sets kind of thing. But it's just a one of, right? It's not like you have to get a set of them. Well, I think if you get a set of them, you get an enhanced buffs. But anyways, but they had them separate. So you would just use your keys to pull for characters, or you would just use your keys to pull for highlights, so like items, right? That were not characters. And now they've changed it so that they're in the same pool, and it's just one of the reasons why I just don't want to play it, man. It's just annoying, man. And I don't know why they do that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. Anyways, boys, Marvel Mystic Mayhem launches today. Wow. Check it out if you want, or not. I don't know, man. Anyways, we'll get back to MFF tomorrow. In the meantime, if you have any ideas for videos that you'd like to see, I'm definitely not completely bereft of creativity. So don't leave your ideas in the comments or on Twitter or on Discord, because I will not be reading them. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.